shower, then be on my way. Jumped in the two-door, Monte Carlo, solo, with a fofo, on my way to get the dough, yo. If you don't work, then you don't eat. You're scared to walk through life when you got feet. You gotta run the race, it's a track meet. Can't trust nobody on the street to pack heat. Just got a phone call, my homie I grew up with dead. And last night my other partner had his dough kicked in by Fed. Get cops go to your hood and hunt your steps. Searching till they find your stash box where the gun is kept. I ain't never slept, some dream a fairy tale crime. The judge ain't giving no breaks in jail time. I'ma put my trust and faith in the Lord. Scored on the boulevard, always rolling hard. I'm rolling hard, rolling hard. Rolling hard, forever rolling. Trials and tribulations in my life. Keep rolling, got me rolling hard, got me rolling hard, rolling hard, got me rolling hard, got me rolling hard. I believe in it's true, I'll never stop. Gun to my head, knife to my throat, I'll never stop. Ain't or drink nothing, I'll never drop. Rapping words over beats like this, I'll never flop. Pick up your cross, follow YAHANNA. Living righteous now, that old wicked man had to die. I testify the white man who he a lie. He the judge sitting in court, the mama cry. Christianity had me traumatized. I'll never water down the truth, I can't compromise. I love the Most High more than my own children. My sons and daughters, they hate me, just imagine the feeling. Pain hurts so deep, cut like a machete. Prepare your soul for temptation, you better get ready. I'ma put my trust and faith in the Lord. Never scored on the boulevard, always rolling hard. I'm rolling hard, rolling hard. Rolling hard, forever I'll be rolling. Rolling hard. Trials and tribulations in my life got me rolling hard, got me rolling hard, rolling hard, got me rolling hard, got me rolling hard. If it ain't one thing, it's five or six. That president gon' cause a race war through politics. The way they treat my Mexican brothers on the border. Isaiah 14 and 21 prepare slaughter. Babylon falling, everything gon' flip. Every day of my life a rulership. I'ma put my trust and faith in Lord. Never scored on the boulevard, always rolling hard. I'm rolling hard, rolling hard. Rolling hard, forever rolling. Trials and tribulations in my life got me rolling hard, got me rolling hard, got me rolling hard, got me rolling hard.
All right, clap it up. Shalom, Israel. YAHANNA, YAHAWASHABARAKATHAN. Officer 50 Shapar Yalabun, Yahweh the Bun, Yasharala. Representing the I.S.U.P.K and the Commander General YAHANNA, coming out of 1 West, 125th Street, Harlem, New York. And of course, you know, today is the Thursday night scripture breakdown class. And what we go break down today, we're gonna play, we're gonna make this like a little game, Yabakan. This is about your enemies. You understand what I'm saying? This is about who the scriptures are calling your enemies. Now, I'm gonna do my best throughout this class to not say any names. I'm just gonna let the scriptures describe who they are talking about. And if you've been paying attention to anything, ain't nobody better at pimping the pen than the Lord. Ain't nobody better with the descriptive poetry than the Lord. And what we're going to do is we're going to get into some of this poetry and the Lord trying to give you a message by telling you who your enemy is, man. All right, YAHANNA, let's go to Deuteronomy chapter 28, start at verse 48. And it's a wonderful thing, you know, for brothers and sisters to finally come into the knowledge of what the scriptures are talking about, man. Because through this knowledge makes us, helps us become safe. Helps us get safe away from the traps and the poison and the things that the nations that are standing above us are trying to put us through. Because we don't know who our enemy is. But if we listen to the Lord tells us. All right, go ahead.
Khan. This is the book of Deuteronomy, chapter 28, verse 48. Therefore shalt thou serve thine enemies, which the Lord shall send against thee.
So who is he saying we're going to serve, YAHANNA?
Thine enemies.
Thine enemies. This is talking about the enemies that you are going to serve. And there's a particular person, a particular race, a particular nation that blacks, Native Americans, and Hispanics in America serve today. I'm not going to say no names. Go ahead, YAHANNA.
Khan. In hunger, and in thirst, and in nakedness, and in want of all things.
So there's a people that we serve in hunger and thirst, in nakedness, and in want of all things. Who owns all of the produce, all of the food, all of everything that we will eat in this nation? Who owns it all? Don't answer. All the water you get, all this Ozarka, was it Nestle, Aquafina, whatever, the water that come out your faucet that you better boil before you drink it in Houston. Who owns all that? Who owns the water companies? You know what I'm saying? You got to ask yourself these things so you can figure out who, in fact, these scriptures are talking about. Who wants all things? Who everything we need, even in nakedness? Who owns all the textile companies in America? Even if a brother do start making some shirts or some pants or something, he has to get the fabric from somewhere. Who owns those textile companies that makes the fabrics? You understand what I'm saying? It's very descriptive and it's very pinpoint who the scriptures are talking about. You see what I'm saying? In want of all things. You know what I'm saying? All things, man. Even freedom, even justice. Who do we have to march up and down the street and beg for that, man? Who do you see it? Been doing the 60s, begging one particular race for justice, for freedom, just to be equal. Black people don't want to be better. They just want to be equal. Even though the Lord says we are better. We just want to be equal. And we march up and down the damn street begging a particular race just to be equal. And it ain't worked to this day. Like old Wilder like to say, to this day, it ain't worked. All right, keep going.
And he shall put a yoke of iron upon thy neck until he have destroyed thee.
You ever seen that picture of that old brother? You know, he was enslaved. And he had that yoke around his neck with them long fucking spikes sticking out of it so he couldn't run through the woods. That's the yoke of iron. That's one of the yoke of irons that this particular people put around our necks till we were destroyed. Another yoke of iron is a little silver necklace with a symbol on it that looked like a T. It looked like that. That's another yoke of iron that he's put around our necks until we were destroyed, until we were powerless under his foot. You understand what I'm saying? Until we saw everything good was him and everything bad was us. He's Superman. He's, you know what I'm saying, Jesus Christ. He's He's everything good and we're everything bad. We're criminals. We're drug dealers. We're, you know what I'm saying? That's all a yoke put around your neck to destroy you. Who put that yoke around your neck, man? Who's doing that to our people? Who has done that to our people and is continue doing it to this day? Go to 49, brother.
Kind out of one kind. The Lord shall bring a nation against thee from far, from the end of the earth, as swift as the eagle flieth.
That swift is what?
The eagle flieth.
What nation was brought from the ends of the earth against us, man? You know what I'm saying? There's always held up an eagle as their mascot. You know what I'm saying? You see, the eagle is their mascot today. You do your history, 2,000 years ago, the eagle was their mascot. You understand what I'm saying? What people is this? It's very, very descriptive, man. If you can't realize what the scriptures are talking about, you just got your eyes closed, man. You don't want to come to the reality that these people are your enemies. It's probably because you like having sex with them. It's probably because you like, you know what I'm saying, living under their foot. You got a buddy or two, you know what I'm saying, that secretly, when you ain't around, when he with his brothers and shit, he's talking about you behind your back. This is what Bobby Work is doing. You know what I'm saying? When Bob gets around his people, you are the subject of his conversation. And he's not saying my buddy, my pal, my best friend, my beloved friend. Nah, he's saying that nigga. About 80% sure. I can guarantee you I'm 80% hitting the nail on the head. Go ahead, brother.
Verse 50. Asalakia.
Finish it off.
A nation whose tongue thou shalt not understand.
This ain't English, not our tongue. It's not what our native language. English is a language of oppression. Spanish is a language of oppression. Portuguese is a language of oppression. You understand what I'm saying? French is a language of oppression. When you see us, our people, the 12 tribes, speaking any of those languages, it's because they were oppressed by this particular nation that the Lord sent against us. That's your enemy. You know what I'm saying? We're not supposed to be speaking these languages, man. We're not. We're speaking this because we were enslaved and tortured and raped, burned, hung, murdered by your enemies. This language was beaten into us. Let's go to 50, brother.
Kind out of one kind. Verse 50. A nation of fierce countenance, which shall not regard the person of the old, nor show favor to the young.
You can see videos today of police officers putting their knee in the back of little girls, little black babies. You know what I'm saying? Police officers shooting the old 50, 60, walking in a brother is 60 something years old. They walking in his yard, murdering him in his garage. They don't care if you're young, they don't care if you're old. They teach you all the time, all day, every day. They teach black women to murder their babies, that abortion is their right, it's their body and all of that. When all they're trying to do is get a black woman to kill her baby so that baby never get to sniff air, man. Who's making that happen, man? What people is making that happen to us? You know what I'm saying? Where they don't care about the young or the old. They flood your neighborhood with crack. They don't care that you got old folks living there and little babies living there. We have a generation of crack babies, man. That's warfare against our little kids, man. That's warfare against the older elders, the mamas and the daddies and the grandfathers and they don't care who they attacking, long as the attack is on our people. And it's disgusting. And then they wash their hands clean. You know what I'm saying? They don't care what's happening to us. They just try to say it ain't their fault. It is your fault because it's done for your sake. It's done so you can have a better chance than we have in this country. Because you are part of the nation that this country was built for. All we are is emissions. Blacks, natives, and Hispanics are the black smoke that comes out the tailpipe of America. The part that's unwanted. You understand what I'm saying? And it's disgusting. And our brothers and sisters are so afraid to turn their backs on the nation that don't want them, to turn their backs on their enemies and walk towards the Lord. And come together as a people and do what we need to do to gain power, to make our God look upon us and say, yep, they ready to come up out this shit. You know what I'm saying? Every black, Native American, and Hispanic needs to find an Israelite school of universal practical knowledge, man, and come learn these scriptures so we can put this nation of people back together again, so we stand a chance wherever we are throughout the world, man. Right now, being a broken people, we don't stand a chance. We can't do nothing but fall to our enemies. Go to the book of Amos, chapter 9, verse 4.
Fine.
When will y'all get sick of it, man? When will we, as a nation of people, as a nation of brothers and sisters, get sick of our enemies standing on top of us? First, we have to realize that they are our enemies. That's first. That's what these scriptures are about. These scriptures are about the Lord trying to tell you who's your enemy. Because who you think is your friend is not your friend, man. And that's a dangerous thing, to be holding an enemy close to you. You got the verse?
Sir.
Let's go.
This is the book of Amos, chapter 9, verse 4. And though they go into captivity before their enemies.
All right. Before who?
their enemies.
We went to captivity before our enemies, man. Who did blacks, Native Americans, and Hispanics go into captivity before? Ask yourself that question. Who is these scriptures describing as our enemies, man? Come on.
Thence will I command the sword, and it shall slay them. And I will set mine eyes upon them for evil, and not for good.
That's the Lord explaining how he feels when he sent us into the captivity under our enemies, man. Because we don't listen, because we don't do what we're supposed to, because we want to be Lil Nas X. We want to eat pork chops. We want to eat crab, lobster. You can't go to Louisiana and say, hey, y'all niggas need to stop eating them crawfish. They'll lose their mind. That's why Lake Charles is a wasteland. You know what I'm saying? Because you won't, instead of being the clean, holy, separate people that the Lord wants us to be, you want to be who your enemy is. Instead of eating a holy diet that's meant for us to eat, you want to go eat pork chops because your enemy love pork chops. Because your enemy own all the fields, all the rice fields where they can breed the crawfish, and you know what I'm saying, on the off season when they ain't growing rice, they flood the rice fields and they do crawfish. Because you don't want to turn your back on that, your enemy just sitting fat rich off of land he stole by selling you unlawful food that the Lord don't want you to eat. But you don't want to break away from your enemy because you see the commercial. You see his commercial where he's spilling unlawful food all over the table. You got nasty ass shrimp, nasty ass crawfish. You know what I'm saying? You can't go nowhere and buy some fish without it being catfish. And it's done to you because you don't have strength in each other to break away from the clutches of your enemy. You don't have strength in each other to say, hey, I'm not gonna eat catfish. I'm just not. There's so many different other fishes you can eat, man. Have you gone to H-E-B? And looking at little glass, all the different fish they got? Man, look, man, we so full of Chilean sea bass and, you know what I'm saying, and trout, and come on, man, they got about 3-4 different trouts they sell at H-E-B. Matter of fact, I'm gonna text Marie, I want some trout when I go home. I know what I'm about to eat for dinner tonight. Yep. You know what I'm saying? You ain't gotta eat catfish. You ain't gotta do it. You ain't gotta eat shrimp. You ain't gotta eat crawfish. You just don't have to do it. It's disgusting. Especially crawfish. I'm from Louisiana. I never was big on crawfish. They got it, they don't clean it right, man. They got all kind of nasty stuff in it, you know what I'm saying? A shrimp, if they don't clean the shrimp right, the shrimp come with dookie in it. Did you know that? Did you know that? They got a shrimp got a dookie strip in it, money, for real. And if they don't clean it right, like them boiled shrimp and all that, when they when they boil the whole shrimp, that shrimp got dookie in it, man. And there's a little strip of intestine that go across his back. But because you want to be like your enemy, guess what you gonna do? You're gonna eat that bad boy. Bald in doo-doo. Go ahead, bro.
Kind. Verse 5. And the Lord God of hosts is he that toucheth the land.
Slaki, that's good on that. Let's go to Jeremiah 12 and 7.
Kind.
I mean, it's just crazy, man. A pig is the most disgusting animal that you can find. You don't even expel the disgustingness out of them. You know what I'm saying? Most of the meat have fucking pus ulcers in it, and you know what I'm saying? They don't sweat, so all they poison stay in them. They flap around in doo-doo and mud all day. You know what I'm saying? But because your enemy say it's the other white meat, that's what you eat all the time. All the time. You eat pork grinds. Pork grinds are so disgusting. And it's a shame because when I was in the world, pork grinds was one of my favorite things. So pork grinds, some pork grinds, hot sauce, and the beer. But this is the skin off the pig. You understand? Fried up, the skin off the pig. That same skin that lived a life flapping around in doo-doo and mud is what's in your bag of pork grinds. You got some muddy and doo-doo pork, pig skin, fried pig skin, yummy. But because your enemy say it's all right, you don't listen to what the Lord say. Go ahead, bro.
Kind. This is Jeremiah chapter 12, verse 7. I have forsaken mine house. I have left mine heritage. I have given the dearly beloved of my soul into the hand of her enemies.
Whose hand were we let loose in, were we put into? You know what I'm saying? To, how can I explain this? Say there's a baby, all right? And you're going to give this baby to a family, right? And you're going to expect this family to take care of this baby. You're going to take that baby, and you're going to put that baby into the hands of their family. Whose hands did the Lord put us into? You see what I'm saying? Don't answer that. I know you know. Don't answer that. Whose hands did the Lord put us into as a nation of people, man? He put us into the hands of the most horrible, most disgusting, wretched, murderous, and torturous people to ever walk the face of this planet. These people have a history of murder and torture and death and killing and that spreads throughout the earth, not just upon us, but on all the nations of the earth. As this particular nation, our enemies. It is amazing when you honestly dive into their history.
Good night.
It is amazing, man. The amount of killing, the amount they even kill each other. You understand what I'm saying? If it was just them and all the other nations were gone, they would kill each other. There is no help for this nation of people. Something's broken in here. There's no peace with them. They stumbled the steps of their own government. They tread down and stomp down and want to kill the leaders of their own government. But we don't want to step back and leave them alone. That's because you don't understand that that's your enemy, man. That's what the Lord trying to tell you. He's trying to paint a picture for you to read in these scriptures so you can know that these people are your enemies, so you can get them out your house. So sisters can stop dating them. So brothers can stop dating them and marrying them and trying to make it look like they so happy when you know you're not. Because you don't have nothing in common. Because that beast can't feel the plight of your people. And in order for you to be with that beast, you have to ignore the plight of your people. You have to ignore the Most High. I have a homegirl back in Lake Charles, a real good friend of mine. We went through everything together. You know, Yabakan, I was a single father, and when I was in the world, and I had daughters, and I was raising my daughters. You know, I got one son, and I was raising him, but I needed help with my daughters because I don't know girly things. You understand what I'm saying? This sister was the sister that would help my daughters. So as I'm coming into the truth, of course, I'm bringing this sister with me. But this sister has a husband that's our enemy. You understand what I'm saying? When this sister attempted to stop celebrating Christmas and all the rest of the pagan holidays of the enemy, that husband lost his mind. She couldn't turn her back on them and face her people and be UPK like I was becoming, though she wanted to. But eventually, the Lord, not sorry, the Lord took him from her. The Lord put, just like the UPK teaches, he divided them, took him away. The dude eventually left, right? The sister turned her back on the Lord to gain her husband back. Next thing I see on Facebook, she's celebrating St. Patrick's Day, smoking cigars and all kind of shit. You stupid. You turn your back on the Lord when you started seeing how powerful he was? When I'm telling you, if you keep moving towards the Lord, you're going to see who he is. And he showed you who he is. He showed you who he is. He showed you how much of a devil he was. And in the end, you're going to turn your back on the Lord, and you're going to go to IUIC. No. What's that one where they wear all white? That fake Israelite group. With, Rakah. No, they wear all white. I can't remember his name. Not IUIC. The Israelite school of something, Christian church. It's not IUIC. ICC something. Yep. Yes, GOCC. She went to them. You know why? You want to know why she went to them? Because they accept the enemy. So I step away. Hey man, I love you, sis, and I'll never forget how rock bottom we was. But you turn your back on my God. I can't have him. And good luck. You know what I'm saying? Because when his people come knock on that door to drag you away, instead of going to war with him like a brother would, he gonna say, well, I'll just get a lawyer. Instead of grabbing you by the hand and running, he's gonna want to get a lawyer. Not understanding what you go through because your skin is brown. He don't care. He don't care that you black. He don't go through none of that. He don't care that your son black. He want to say everything equal. He want to close his eyes to the way it's only young black men getting murdered by the police. He don't see that happening to his people every day on TV, man. So he don't care. It doesn't affect him. Now you got your son in danger because you want to turn your back on your Lord and the teachings of your God so you can have a marriage with your enemy. Where we at, y'all? I done lost track.
Okay. In Jeremiah chapter 12, sir.
Chapter 12, verse 7. Did you finish it? Okay,
Count,
yeah, you
count.
did finish it. All right, let's go to Jeremiah 17 and 4. Had she known, maybe she don't know he's her enemy. She had to. She seen it. He showed her. She couldn't stop celebrating Christmas. He understands me? And it's not about the kids. Her kids were grown. Her kids understood not celebrating Christmas. It's because that's your enemy. And he has to have his. When you break away from him, when you break away from the things that he wants, when you break away from his holidays and his plan of eating, his Christmas, his Thanksgiving, his pork, his crab, his all of that, when you break away from that, your enemy shows you he's your enemy. You know what I'm saying? First thing they want to say, we don't mess with Muslims. We see them as the same thing, but I can use them as an example. The first thing he want to say about a Muslim is make them eat pork. That's all he want to do all day to a Muslim is make a Muslim eat a pork chop. You know what I'm saying? That's how much of an enemy he is to the planet. Go ahead, Yabakan.
Khan. This is the book of Jeremiah, chapter 17, verse 4. And thou, even thyself, shalt discontinue from thine heritage that I gave thee.
That's what I'm talking about that sister. She discontinued from the heritage that the Lord gave her. That I was trying to give her through the teachings of the I.S.U.P.K. Trying to get her to come back to her heritage that the Lord gave us. But she chose to discontinue that heritage to be in league with the enemy. That's what the enemy does not want. He does not want us to continue our heritage. He wants us to latch on to his, to praise him, to see him as the God, to celebrate him. He wants us to celebrate Thanksgiving so we can celebrate his murder of our brothers and sisters. You tell them you don't celebrate Thanksgiving, they look at you crazy. I go through it all the time where I live at Yahabakon. Happy Thanksgiving. I don't celebrate that, ma'am. I don't celebrate that. And they look at me. Why? Are you sure you want to ask me why? Because I'll tell you why. Just think about it, man. If you want to ask me why I don't celebrate Thanksgiving, look at me and think to yourself why I don't want to celebrate Thanksgiving. And she looked at me and she just walked off. You damn right I don't want to fucking celebrate Thanksgiving. Salaki. My great grandmother was Native American. I'm going to celebrate your murder of them. I'm going to have a feast in my house that celebrates the murder of my great grandmother people. The level of, the Bible calls it the gall of aspis, right? And what aspis is you know how on Egyptians and everything, you see them two snakes. That snake, they still have it on the medical shit today. The snakes. Well, them snakes is called aspis. And what he represents is the power back then, the power of the Pharaoh, the power the Pharaoh has over your life and death. So your enemy has the gall of aspis. What gall is nuts for cojones, balls. You understand what I'm saying? So he has boldness and balls because he controls life and death over you. That's what all of them walk around. That's why they expect you to celebrate them. That's why they want you to stand for an anthem, right? That is a poem written against your people fighting for their freedom. But they expect you to stand for that every time it's played. Something that's against you. It's disgusting, man. They are definitely your enemies. And you have to realize that they're your enemies. And with them being your enemies, America is your enemy. It's always been. America is what's chased you down and kept you in chains your whole life. We would run this way, here comes America. You can look at it. You understand what I'm saying? We got any more on that verse?
Khan. And I will cause thee to serve thine enemies in the land which thou knowest not.
There you go. We over here serving our enemies in this land that we don't know. Running from our enemies and the land itself chasing us to put us in bondage, to keep us under our enemy's foot, to torture us, to destroy us. It's your enemy, man. The whole shit is your enemy. The whole thing is your enemy. Its laws, everything that's written in the fabric of it is your enemy. I've been studying critical race theory. Critical race theory is one West, Yahweh. It looked like a priest or a prophet wrote that. It talks about everything we talk about. How we need to separate from America, how they're your enemy, and all of this disgusting things that they've done to us. Critical race theory puts that to the forefront, and that's why they fighting. They can't let critical race theory go through. They can't. They try to make it look like it's something racist when it's not. It's just telling the truth. It's telling our people, hey, they're your enemy. Wake up. That's your enemy. And what they don't like about it is now that they've integrated our schools, if critical race theory comes out, they have to learn it. Their children have to learn it. How nasty and horrible they actually are. That they actually are blacks, Native Americans, and Hispanics enemies. They're teaching it to their children. It's teaching it to their children. Hey, y'all are some monsters. And they don't want their children to know that. They want their children to believe that they saved everybody. We came through, and our way of life saved everybody. Everybody was living happily throughout their country, just riding horses and having a good time. Wasn't no crime. You ain't even have to have a lock on your door. If so, it wasn't no crime. You understand what I'm saying? Everybody was fattened, was nice and healthy, and walking around. Wasn't no sex, wasn't none of the plagues that we brung with you. But we gonna save you from all of that happiness, enslave you, and put you into a unhealthy culture. We're gonna destroy the land. We're gonna poison the water. Right? We're going to kill the ocean. We're going to suck all the nutrients and everything good out the earth. Destroy the land, cut down all the rainforests, kill every fucking thing, destroy all the animals. And just to save you from the clean, happy life that you was living. We're not your enemies, though. We friends. Where was I, brother?
Jeremiah chapter 17, verse 4.
I got some more in there. Go ahead.
Kind. For ye have kindled a fire in mine anger, which shall burn forever.
And all this is going on. Your enemies can't save you from your happiness. Because you won't do what the Lord say, man. You got them pissed off at you. Every time you take that shrimp, that ball shrimp, and pop them open and put them in your mouth with the doo-doo strip in it, you piss the Lord off. You know why? Because the Lord believes that you are better than a shrimp with a doo-doo strip. You're better than the crawfish with the nasty yellow shit in it. You're better than that. The animals you supposed to eat, supposed to chew the cud. Supposed to eat only grass. Swallow the grass, digest it, spit it up, chew it some more, and swallow it again. To make sure its meat is great. It's pure. Get you some beef, man. Get you some deer meat, man. You know what I'm saying? Let's go fishing, man. Go get us some of that white perch. Throw them catfish back in there, man. Let's go hit the Gulf of Mexico. Let's go get on them redfish. I messed up and bought my wife a strip of redfish about this long. She had never had redfish before. It was $20, man, for that strip of redfish. Now I'm a dog. Now all she can eat is redfish out of one. That's it. I gotta bust open $20 a pop every time there's a strip of redfish at HEB. You know what I'm saying? She gotta have it. It's fish that good, man. You know what I'm saying? It's that good. But all we eat is fucking catfish. That's it. That's all we eat is catfish. Every time you go to a restaurant, and I know this because I'm in the truth. You go to a restaurant, they'll have a plate with some fish. You ask them what kind of fish it is. They'll give you some weird name. And me being diligent, I'll go into my phone and I'll Google the weird name that they give you. It's a catfish from China. Not only that, it's a catfish from China that comes out like one of their dirtiest rivers. You know what I'm saying? So you know this piece of fried fish that's sitting on this plate is the most filthiest piece of fish you can eat. And our people in there tearing it up. Then you get high blood pressure and all kind of other sicknesses that, you know what I'm saying, come with eating disgusting food like that. Where we at? Let's go to Book of Lamentations, chapter 1, verses 5. Verse 5 and 6. But our people do that because they don't understand where we at. We are in the land of our enemies, not the land of our friends. Your enemy is not going to feed you good food. He's not going to feed you what it's going to take for you to eat to get your power back. He's not going to do it because then he'll be subservient to you once your God got your back. He don't want the Lord to get your back no more. He wants you to keep on being Christian and believing that the law is done away with. But it's not. You got it?
Khan.
Go ahead.
This is Lamentations, chapter 1, verse 5. Her adversaries are the chief, her enemies prosper. For the Lord hath afflicted her for the multitude of her transgressions. Her children are gone into captivity before the enemy. Verse
Okay.
6.
Hold on, that's good. Her adversaries are the chief, man. Her enemies prosper. Who's the chief of the earth? Who's sitting on top of everything? Who's holding all the other nations basically at gunpoint with these nukes? Spending trillions of dollars on military because they can't never slip with the muscle. Your enemy can't slip with the muscle, bro. He got to keep the muscle on point. The infrastructure, yeah. They got a bridge in Lake Charles. That bitch, if you hit it with a sledgehammer, it's gonna fall. Everybody in Lake Charles looking at that bridge with two wide eyes, just waiting. They know it's gonna come down. Your enemy won't spend one dime on infrastructure because that muscle can't slip. You know what I'm saying? He gotta have your sons and daughters in that military, man. Got to. He can't never let it slip because he's tortured and murdered and killed all of the other nations. And when you the bully on the block, once you slip up a little bit, guess what happened to you? You get jumped. So he can't slip up on his hands. He can't slip up on his muscles. The infrastructure will crumble. You know why? Because you and I depend on the infrastructure. You understand what I'm saying? He'll never raise minimum wage to where you can afford to live because that'll hurt him because he's sitting on top. That's going to cut into his pockets, him having to pay you a little bit more. He would rather raise the prices on everything and blame it on your pay raise than him take a little bit of a pay deduction. Mr. Walmart ain't got to make $1 billion every year. He ain't got to make $3-4 billion every year. Mr. Walmart can easily, instead of making $8 billion a year, just make $7 billion, make $6 billion. You still rich as shit. Drop a couple of billion and let somebody make a check, man. They always tripping and complaining about people don't want to go back to work since the COVID thing. Yeah, people tired of starving. People tired of working 8, 12 hours a day, 2 jobs, 16 hours a day, just to lay your head down, just to have an apartment. You know what I'm saying? $750 rent. Nigga, that's half of what you get paid a month. Now you got bills, transportation, food. You know what I'm saying? You working your ass off and you can't gain nothing. You can't move up from there. And it's a system. You know what I'm saying? Because they rather, in order for you to survive, now you work 8 hours a day at a job that don't pay you nothing. Now you gotta go get food stamps, welfare, whatever things that you can just to make it. And they blame you for it. When it's not your fault. You working every day, man. You doing what you supposed to do in this kingdom. You going to work every day. You just not getting paid, man. So them sitting at the top can just hoard all the money. But you working and you paying in the taxes every day. The ones sitting at the top ain't really paying no taxes. We paying taxes. So the welfare and the food stamps and everything comes out the tax money. You working every day, busting your ass. They taking taxes out your check, making you starve even more. And so now you got to go get food stamps that you paying for. And they sit at top and act like, oh, they're on welfare. And you know what I'm saying? When you ain't really paying for it, me sitting down here paying for it. I'm paying myself. I'm paying my own food stamps. And you act like I'm not supposed to get it. Look, man, we the 12 tribes. We the people that's been stepped on, built this country for them, for your enemies, and did everything and never reaped none of the rewards. Never got a chance to be on top, even though we built it and made on top. We made on top. And we want to scrape a penny, we want to get some help. It's our fault. Brothers and sisters, if you can get it, get it. Get all the welfare you can muster up. Get it all. Get everything you can get and give none of it back. Don't go buy no Gucci. Don't go buy that. Because it's a t-shirt just like any other t-shirt. All you paying for is your enemy's name on it. Stop it. These people are your enemies. You gotta learn how to maneuver like they're your enemies, man. Let's say racism a problem. Then nobody should be racist. I say blacks, natives, and Hispanics ain't racist enough. Matter of fact, you are the only ones that aren't racist. I was talking to this Asian cat, and he was telling me how he loved black people and black people are always in his restaurants and shit like that. They say, man, you don't love black people, you hate black people. I said, how could you say that? Black people are always eating in my restaurants and blah 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 and blah blah blah. I said, yeah, man. And you get paid real nice off of them, don't you? I said, but when have you ever returned it? When have you ever took your family to go eat at a soul food restaurant? I bet not never, huh? And he couldn't do nothing but look at me. I said, yeah, man, you suck in all the wealth out of our people and you don't come drop a dime back with us. You hate us. That's how black people need to learn how to be racist. Go eat with your own people, man. Stop spending your money with them. Spend your money with each other. That way we take our money from our oppressors because we work our oppressors' jobs and we keep it in our neighborhoods, man. We keep it amongst our people. Yabakan, I went to this Jamaican spot out here in Houston, and I got me a plate of food, and they put that food in my bag, man. I picked that bag up. Look, I could have did curls with that bag. That plate of food was so loaded. You know what I'm saying? They had some meat pies in the Jamaican spot, brother. This little boy bought one. And I just enjoyed watching this cat eat this meat pie, man. His mama bought him the meat pie. He was dancing. Mama bought him the meat pie. He heard him and cracked it open. He bit that meat pie and closed his eyes. I was like, ooh, I want meat pie. put me one of them meat pies in that bag right now. And he was just, look, this little brother was enjoying this meat pie so much. It was just amazing. You know, we should have restaurants with a drive-through window where you can go grab you a meat pie. And niggas should, instead of getting hamburgers from McDonald's and Checkers or whatever, should go get these fast food meat pies. See what I'm saying? We have the power to kill it, to flip it over. Don't no food come better than what our people cook, man. We got them seasonings, boy. They got this spot in Lake Charles called Ball's Chicken. Ball's Chicken. His brother opened it, right? There's only two of them in Lake Charles. But Ball's Chicken been around 70s maybe? There's only one type of chicken. It ain't no spicy or mild. It's just his chicken. Y'all, because I was living off of a breast and a potato salad. You ever come to Lake Charles with me? We gonna go to Balls. I think it's still standing. We gonna go to Balls and we gonna get us some chicken. The chicken is great, man. But what kills me is there are only two of them in the world. What's wrong? I can't understand why it's not a Ball's Chicken on every corner like Popeyes. Like churches and all that. He definitely beats them. Me and Amadou was talking the other day. Me and my rib was talking the other day, talking about Ball's Chicken. The baby, your pa, say she wants some Ball's Chicken. You can't find it nowhere in the world but Lake Charles. And it's great, man. But he's stuck to two restaurants when he can have, that should be millions of them. Millions of them, because don't nobody have his recipe. Go ahead, Ottawa. Probably so. I'm more than sure. But you know, they put us up there like we own it. Right. Oh, my chicken. They quick to put a sister like now because they know. The Arabs know. Can't nobody cook no fry no chicken like a black woman, man. So they go get this sister, slide her a couple of thousand. She on the commercial. Oh, my chicken. You know what I'm saying? But we don't get none of them businesses, even though we the best at them. Go ahead, y'all. Come. What else we get?
Khan. Verse 6. And from the daughter of Zion, all her beauty is departed. Her princes are become like harts that find no pasture.
All right, look. And from the daughter of Zion, all her beauty is departed. The daughter of Zion is who, Yabakan? You know? The 12 tribes. That's the daughter of Zion. What is the beauty that's departed from her? Yeah. I'm gonna give you one more shot. Shoot the 3. You close. There you go, man. Following the laws, statutes, and commandments of the Lord, man. That's the beauty. The law. Don't be hoes. Don't be whoremongers. Don't eat the shrimp with the doo-doo in it. Don't eat crawfish. You understand? The law. Love each other. You know what I'm saying? Be a nation. You know what I'm saying? Love your brother. Treat each other right. The law is the beauty that has departed from us while we're here. Keep on. Give me some more.
Khan. And they are gone without strength before the pursuer.
There's us. We gone without strength before the pursuer. And it says her princes are become like harts that find no pasture. You know what a hart is? It's a deer. It's a deer. He's saying us, we like deer that ain't got no home. We ain't got nowhere where we can relax, graze. You know what I'm saying? Put some meat on our bones. We ain't got no pasture. We ain't got no home. That's what this ain't no home for us, man. You can't never relax. Even when you in your house, man, you can't relax. Because Amber Guy will come kick your door down and blow you away, and you got to watch your brother fucking rub her hair. You know what I'm saying? You got to watch the black judge come kiss her on the forehead and shit. This ain't our spot, man. This ain't for us. It's disgusting how we live here. We have no pastors, man. Go ahead.
And they are gone without strength before the pursuer. Verse 7.
Hold on.
Salakias.
Yeah, that's it. And we ain't got no strength before our pursuer. We ain't got no strength before our enemies. We can't fight them. We ain't got no army. Brothers always talking about they want to step up and so we can fight. We can fight. What you gonna do with your little bitty AR-15 and 9mm when the United States military got Harrier jump jets? Drones. They'll come through. They'll come through with one drone with some nerdy, some nerdy enemy sitting behind a computer screen. He ain't even in the drone, and come wipe out your neighborhood. But here you are with your 9mm chitty chitty bang bang. You ain't got no strength before this enemy, man. In order to gain your strength, you got to get back together, become a people. Stop sinning against your God. Do what the Lord wants you to do, and just get strong, man. And the Lord will make your enemies bow down to your feet. He'll make your enemies your footstools, man. So if you out here and you listen to me, man, me and my man Yahawanna break down these scriptures, and Officer Ron break down these scriptures, and you hearing what the Bible is describing as your enemy, if you can't figure it out, man, Lord be with you. But here in the I.S.U.P.K under Commander General YAHANNA, we know who our enemy is. And look, we in the war. That's why we wear boots. That's why our boots are strapped up. Because we understand we at war, man. We understand what's going on around here. We understand our people sick. And we got the daggone prescription book right here. You just got to come through the door and get your prescription read out and take the medicine, man. And learn who's your enemies. And step away from the culture of your enemies and step into the culture that's prescribed from you in the scriptures. And with that, I'm going to turn the class over to the mighty trooper YAHANNA.
I.S.U.P.K. security announcements. We are the I.S.U.P.K. started out of 1 West 125th Street, Harlem, New York. Rule for new brother and sister. When a new brother or sister comes to the school, they are off limits for 6 months. They are to be saluted only. They are here to shed themselves of the world. If they need transportation, the teacher will arrange it. After 6 months, if a brother or sister has an interest in a particular person, he or she must get permission from the head to speak to a brother or sister. There is another 6 months in which the brother and sister will court each other. After this 6-month period, the brother and sister will get permission from the head to marry. Tithes, which is a commandment. Numbers 18:21 and Malachi 3 and 8 through 10 means 10th in the Hebrew. Mayasharah, 10% of every penny of any increase the Lord gives you, give the Treasury Department or teacher. Priest fund, free will offering for priests, not mandatory, whatsoever amount you would like. Upcoming holy convocations. Memorial of blowing of trumpets, first day of the 7th month, Monday the 6th of September, 2021. In the book of Leviticus, chapter 23 and 24, chapter 23, verse 24 through 25. If anyone wants to be a trooper in the school, start wearing all black, boots, shirt, pants, headband, or scarf. And these are the security announcements. Separate announcement. Brothers and sisters. Website button. If you have pictures, you can upload them here. And that concludes the announcements.